one issue that's certainly not a lot of fun for an awful lot of people, in fact it's one that's caused an awful lot of heartbreak, is the Micah redress issue. Government's under pressure to sort it out. They've said they'll do more, but will it be 100% redress? Well, the draft report from the Government Working Group aimed at examining changes to the defective concrete blocks grant scheme has been looking at the issue, and our political coverage editor David Murphy joins us now. What does this draft report, which RTE News has seen, David, tell us?
Well, the first thing is that it puts in a new potential cost for the micro redress scheme. So the current cost under the current scheme is 1.4 billion, but the report suggests that the new cost could rise by 1.8 billion euro to 3.2 billion euro. So this is on the basis of capital works and associated works. It doesn't take account of potential items such as compensation for homeowners and inclusion of all the residential buildings impacted. It also has figures regarding the number of homes affected, which looks at Donegal and Mayo, and the figures there are for Donegal 4,800 private homes, 1,000 social homes, and for Mayo 1,000 private homes and 150 social homes. So I think from the point of view of the outlay for the state, it's going to cost a lot more than originally thought.
So this report would appear to suggest then doubling effectively the size of the fund that will be spent on Micah redress. But what does it say about the issue which many of the homeowners have been pressing? 100% redress, even for larger houses.
Well, what the report does is that it looks at it in a slightly different way. What it does is that it looks at potential options for redress. And in terms of the potential option of demolishing the entire dwelling to the foundation and rebuilding it, this report doesn't recommend that. Instead, what it does is it recommends 4 other options, which are essentially focusing on rebuilding the external walls down to the foundations on a phased basis and re-rendering them. So, Anya, the point about the whole Micah issue is that when Micah was in these blocks, when it was exposed to the elements, it expanded, became soft, and the blocks then became soft, and that's the core issue here. So I think the point of this report is saying that the exterior of the buildings should be replaced, but not demolishing the entire home. Now, still, with replacing the exterior of the buildings, this report gives a series of costs to that, and for many of the homes, it suggests that it would be capped perhaps at €220,000 for rebuilding the exterior walls, both the inner and outer leaves down to the foundations. So still it will be quite a considerable outlay in terms of repairing those homes, but it doesn't recommend demolishing the entire dwelling and rebuilding. Now, it's important to point out as well, this is a report that's going to go to the 3 party leaders, Eamon Ryan, Micheál Martin, Leo Varadkar, and to Darragh O'Brien, the Housing Minister. They're going to consider it, and then they will take that report and make a recommendation to Cabinet, and Cabinet would decide on it. So, in other words, just because this report does not recommend what many of the homeowners are seeking, that doesn't mean that will be the final outcome. It's ultimately going to be up to the coalition leaders and the Housing Minister to decide exactly what to do on foot of this report.
Political coverage editor David Murphy, thank you.